Good day, everyone. I am Grace Bernades, and today I'll be discussing the chapter 5, which is disbursement under the accounting for government and nonprofit organizations. This topic focuses on how government funds are properly released, controlled, and accounted for. In simple terms, disbursement means the process of paying out money, but in government accounting, it allows strict rules and documentation. Next, what is disbursement? Disbursement refers to the release or payment of government money through cash, check, or other financial instruments. Each payment must be supported by documents like disbursement vouchers, petty cash vouchers, or payroll. This serves as proof that the transaction is legal, authorized, and properly recorded. According to Presidential Decree number 1445, all government spending must follow specific principles. So there are six fundamental principles for disbursement of public funds. First, all government resources shall be used only in accordance with the law and only for public purposes. So government funds must be used only in accordance with the law and only for the public purposes, meaning they cannot be used for personal gain. Second, trust funds should only be used for their specific purposes or for their intended purpose. Fiscal responsibility is shared by all those exercising authority over the government agency. Next, the use of government resources shall be approved by proper officials. Next, claims against government funds shall be supported with complete documentation. So all claims or payments must have complete documentation to support them. In addition, all laws and regulations applicable to financial transactions shall be faithfully adhered to, including generally accepted principles and practices of accounting, management, and fiscal administration, provided that they do not contravene existing laws and regulations. This ensures transparency, honesty, and proper use of public resources. Next, when the government spends money from borrowings or loans, it must still follow proper budgeting rules. So these expenditures are included in the entity's expenditure program, and loan proceeds can only be used once a special budget has been approved. So expenditures funded by borrowings are included in the expenditure program of the entity. So the loan proceeds shall not be used without the corresponding release of funds through a special budget. So this prevents misuse or borrowed funds. Next, government agencies cannot release money anytime they want. They need proper authority first. So there are five authority to disburse. So first, notice of cash allocation, notice of transfer of allocation, tax remittance advice, non-cash availment authority, cash disbursement ceiling. So these five serves as the official approval to make payments or disburse funds. Next, before money can release, there are several required certifications. So these are the basic requirements and certifications for disbursement. So first, the budget officer or head of budget unit, they shall certify the availability of allotment. So the budget officer certifies that there is enough budget or allotment available. Second, the chief accountant or head of accounting unit shall charge obligations against the available allotment. So a chief accountant records the obligation and ensures it fits within the budget. So these certifications make sure the government doesn't spend beyond what it is approved. Third, the chief accountant or head of accounting unit shall certify the availability of funds or cash and the completeness of supporting documents before the head of agency can enter into the contract involving the expenditure of public funds. The chief accountant must also verify that there are available funds and that all supporting documents are complete. So only after these checks can the head of can the head of can the head of agency approve the transaction or enter into a contract involving public funds. So this system keeps government spending controlled and accountable. Next, the requesting and approving officials shall ensure that the disbursements are legal and conform to applicable rules and regulations. So the requesting and approving officials must also ensure that all disbursements are legal and necessary. Next, the head of the requesting unit shall certify the necessity and legality of disbursements. So payments shall be made through disbursement vouchers or DBs or payroll and supported by the original copies of supporting documents. So the head of requesting unit certifies that the expense is justified, while the head of the agency gives approval through a disbursement voucher or payroll. So this multi-level approval process protects public funds from misuse. So the government has different ways to pay for its expenses, known as modes of disbursement. So these include first, check, second, cash, third, cashless payments such as advice to debit account, electronic modified disbursement system, cashless purchase card system, non-cash availment authority, tax remittance advice, and tax remittance advice. So each mode has its own rules and is used depending on the nature of the transaction. Next, disbursement through check. The disbursements made through check. There are two main types of checks used by the government. First is the MDS checks or the Modified Disbursement System checks. These are the checks chargeable against the account of the Treasurer of the Philippines, maintained with different Modified Disbursement System Government Servicing Banks or MDS-GSBS. So it is issued by the Treasurer of the Philippines and drawn from government servicing banks. Second is the commercial checks. Checks chargeable against the agency checking account with JSBS. These are covered by income or receipts authorized to be deposited with authorized government depository banks. So this is issued from the agency's owned bank account. So using checks ensures payments are traceable and properly recorded. Next, disbursement made through cash. So cash payments are usually made through cash advances. So cash advances shall be made only for legally authorized specific purposes such as payments for personal services, petty expenses, and MOE for field operating requirements. So these are amounts given to authorized officers to pay for small or urgent expenses like supplies or travel. Cash advances other than advances for travel shall be given only to duly appointed disbursing officers who must be properly bonded. And next, Only designated disbursing officers are allowed to perform disbursing function, and only permanently appointed officials shall be designated as disbursing officers. Only properly banded and appointed disbursing officers can handle these funds to ensure security and accountability. Next, cash advances must be liquidated as soon as the purpose for which it was given been served. So cash advances must be liquidated or accounted for immediately after use. For example, cash advances for payroll shall be liquidated within 5 days after the end of the pay period. Unclaimed salaries shall be refunded and issued official receipt to close the account. Local cash advances for travel shall be liquidated as follows. For local travel, within 30 days upon return. For foreign travel, within 60 days upon return to the Philippines. So this ensures that all cash given out is properly explained and documented. Next, no additional cash advance shall be given to any official or employee unless the previous cash advance given to him is first liquidated. So no employee can receive another cash advance until its previous one is fully liquidated. Transfer of cash advance from one officer to another is prohibited. A cash advance shall not be used to encash checks or to liquidate a previous cash advance. So these rules promote discipline in handling government money. Next, disbursement made through advice to debit account. So the advice to debit account or ADA is another form of payment. In short term, it is an authorization that tells the bank to transfer a certain amount from the agency's account directly to the PA's accounts. So this is used for faster and safer fund transfers, especially for multiple payments. Next, disbursements made through electronic modified disbursement systems or EMDS. In simple term, the EMDS works like the ADA but is done electronically. It allows agencies to process payments online through the Land Bank of the Philippines. So this system helps reduce paperwork and ensure faster, more transparent transactions. Next, the disbursement made through cashless purchase card or CPC system. So the cashless purchase card or CPC is a government credit card used for small authorized purchases. It is issued by Citibank and can only be used by authorized employees for specific items and with approved merchants. This promotes efficiency while maintaining control over small expenses. So this is the example of the disbursement made through cashless purchase card. So disbursement through non-cash availment authority. In simple term, the NCAA is used when payment is made directly by lending institutions instead of the government agency. It usually applies to projects funded by loans or grants. The Department of Budget and Management issues the authority to make sure the funds are used only for their intended purposes. Next, disbursements through tax remittance advice. So the TRA is used for paying taxes or customs duties to BIR or Bureau of Customs. Instead of using cash, the agency records the payment as a constructive remittance. This system makes the tax payment process more convenient and traceable. In summary, disbursement is a crucial part of government accounting because it ensures that public funds are spent properly, legally, and efficiently. Every transaction requires documentation, approval, and accountability. By following these rules, the government maintains transparency and public trust. Thank you for listening.